Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. From time to time, I like to share some interesting stories with you guys because they're life experiences. And I'm going to entitle this video, The Greedy Story. And here's why it is what it is. As you guys know, I'm in the process of working on my CD. And it's slated to be released in January, but it might be a little longer because I guess I had an epiphany. Some of the tracks that I worked on, as I'm listening to them, like I like them, but I don't have the freedom of my rhythm track as I want, because I'm real big on drums and drum accents. Whether I'm using the real drummer or a drum machine, I don't want just my track to be just this one groove without any variations. I like variations. I'm from that old school. Cymbals, crashes, real snares, accents to indicate that there's a change coming. A lot of the stuff now is just, let me just set a beat and put it on automatic. So some of the stuff that I was working with, the gear wouldn't allow me to express myself fully. So I was kind of forced into just being stuck on doing this one thing when I want to do something different. And I'm gonna try to make a long story short, because this is not the story I'm trying to say here. But so I decided I'm gonna go back and get some old rhythm gear, because the drum machines of today are designed for non-musicians. What I mean by that is they're designed for people that just dabblers, don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to make a groove, and they're not musicians. And now you got drum machines with bass lines in them. Like, I don't need a bass line, I just need some damn drums. And then it's hard to shut the bass off when you're in a MIDI situation. You got to find it and turn it off. And once sometimes you go past the pattern, going to the next one, it defaults and the bass thing pop back up. And the way that the drum machines are designed, and especially the Street Box, I love it. The sounds are just off the hook, but the program is extremely shitty. And I'm gonna give you a quick example, then I'm gonna get into the story. The way that the Alesis HR16 work, and I still got that drum machine, I love the programmability, but your drum sounds, of course, are much so dated, is you can program an entire song like a drummer would do. There's a programmer, you're in a pattern, and it's playing, and then when the hook comes in, there's an indication of the crash kicking in and stuff like that. But the Street Box is designed where I can't really... I give you a good example. I got a pattern going, So what most drum machines used to do back in the day was, when you got like pattern 1 going, and now you want to go into pattern 2, you select pattern 2 as pattern 1 is playing. Pattern 1 will continue to play till it gets to the end of the bar, and then pattern 2 kicks in. It's a smooth transition. Street Box, you got program 1, drum pattern going. You want pattern 2. Regardless of when you hit for pattern 2, pattern 1 stops what it's doing and goes straight to what you want it to do, which of course is not going to be in beat. It's going to jump from boom, 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 boom. It's still a boom, 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 boom crash. I'm like, what the fuck? So apparently the people that designed that drum machine didn't know what they were doing. They don't have the mindset of a drummer. So, it's so unfortunate that drum machine is kind of useless to me. But getting to the story. So I decided to buy the Roland R70 drum machine. That drum machine was just incredible in this day. I bought it when it was brand new. And you can program it. Got some really nice sounds in it. Really compressed, studio ready sounds. You don't have to do too much to them in the mix. So I decided I was going to go back old school, because I'm like, I want to be able to write my drum programs the way I want them to be written, like a drummer would play it. So in order to do that, I had to go back to get this old gear. So the R7, the Roland R70, is extremely rare to find. And when you do find them, they're very expensive. So it was this guy, he wanted $249 on eBay. The problem I had initially was it didn't have the original power supply. And I'm like, I don't want that Radio Shack universal crap. I want the power supply that came with it, because that lets me know when you're not taking care of your gear when the power supply is missing. It's like, come on, you're supposed to keep all this stuff together And then when you're getting ready to sell it, you should be able to have it to get rid of it and still, I don't know what happened to the power supply. So I'm kind of leery when people sell something and they're missing things. That lets me know that they're not organized and didn't keep everything in order. So he wanted 249 without the power supply, no manuals, because I got all my manuals to everything I got. So I'm like, okay, well, I can find the manuals on eBay separately. The power supply kind of got an issue with that, but I offered him. I did research and said, this is about $190 Blue Book right now, especially with the power supply missing and no manuals. So he said, well, it's not an unfair offer, but let me think about it, because I sent him an offer. So he never responded to the offer, never accepted it, never denied it, just sat on it. So then about a week later, he still had it up there. So I said, you know what? Let's try to do this deal today. I give you $200 for it. Well, somebody else offered me $210. Can you beat that? I'm like, yeah, if you throw in a universal power supply, I'll live with that for the time being, because I want to get this going. So he said, okay. So I said $220. He's like, okay. So I said, you know what? I was looking at another one. It cost a little over $300, but the power supply came with the original and the manuals and a memory card and then the original box. So you know what? Let me wait an hour or two until this one ends, because most likely I'm going to grab this one as opposed to that one, because the one that I'm looking at in auction it has everything. So when it gets here, I can get started. And still, I'm scrambling for a manual. I'm looking for the original power supply. So I just went on and bought the other one for a little over $325, which is worth it. So I said to myself, when I offered him 200, he should have took the 200. We could have called it a day. But he's being greedy, trying to hold out. And then he told me somebody had offered 210, which was a lie. That was just his way of trying to push me into paying more than 210. So when I notified him, I said, well, FYI, I just went on and purchased another one for a little more extra money, but I got everything I need. So I just thought I would inform you that, because I'm no longer interested in this one. So for the next 3 days, I'm looking at the auction, because I'm saying to myself, well, if he did have somebody that offered him 210, he'd just take the 210 now, since he's not getting 220. So week went past, it's still up there, which indicates that he was lying, which is fine. You're trying to haggle to get a good deal. So I looked at it today, because I'm like, I'm just going to see when is this going to sell, if it's going to sell. And it was sold today for $169. He reduced the price even more. Moral of the story, you had $200 offer. You got greedy, trying to get more. And as a result of that, you didn't get more, you got less. Sometimes you can't nickel and dime. It's a good deal. I offered him $200. Let's do this today. You get your 200 today and ship it out. No, he thought that he's going to get $20 extra. So as a result of him not getting $20 extra, or let $20 interfere with a $200 deal, he ended up with $169. Just interesting. Till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.